Hi everyone. The presentation is in French, but I will try to do it in English. If you don't understand, just ask me to go back in French. What is Sowefund? Sowefund is a bit like the two people we saw just before. We see them next ago. We are much younger than them. And because we are much younger, we do some stuff differently. That's what we're going to see. Who we are like an ago, like we said. We've been the first platform in France to be accredited by the Autorité des marchés financiers, accredited as a conseiller en investissement participatif, crowdfunding counselor. It's been in October 2014, and we just launched in September 2014. So we just after we had been accredited, which is essential in France. We will go back about that later, but crowdfunding is a very regulated activity, and we have to be very careful to all the projects that we propose to the investors. Our main concern in Sowefund is to be able to propose projects that are not safe, but safer than the other. We'll go back on that later. As we say, because we are very close to WeSeed about that, our main goal is to take some of, comment on dit épargne, savings, saving of the French, which is something like 4,000 billion euros, which is huge, one of the most important in Europe after Germany, to take 2 or 3% of these savings and to put it in SMBs, in small business, which is essential. That's our vision. When it will realize, we don't really know. Any platform here don't know, because this is a long-term vision. Where are we on the equity gap? As you know, some of you may know, that is the timeline of a company. When you start, you need some money, but you have a lot of organizations that can help you with that, with loans, with a lot of stuff, incubators, helps, BPI in France. After that, the only solution you had until now was to contact Business Angels and Business Angels Network in France. The Business Angels Network are associations that gather 50, 100, 200 people who want to invest in small business. That was the only solution. As Joachim said before, with an ago, it represents something like 40 million euros each year, which is nothing. To be clear, since 2-3 years, we have another type of people that here is fonds d'amorçage. We say in French is we say that seed funding. It's seed funding. They had a tendency to go down and to invest in smaller companies that they used to. Typically now you have like a fund like Demeter who never invest lower than 5 million euros. Now he can invest 200, 300, 400,000 euros, which is very different than what happened before. No, so when you want to fund your company between 100,000 euros and 1 million euros, you can contact business angels, you can contact seed fundings, which are more and more numerous in France, and you can contact a crowdfunding platform. What we think when we think about crowdfunding is that we don't really care, it's not very good for entrepreneurs that here, we don't really care about entrepreneur. We don't really care about what we can bring to entrepreneur. What is essential to us is to be able to solicitate the good entrepreneur and to propose their product to the crowd, to the investors. That's our main goal. But to do that concretely, to do that good in a good manner, we have to help them, because when we help them, they create more value as entrepreneurs, they create more value, and the investment proposal is safer for the investors. So everything is lié. is linked. Everything is linked. So that's why we help entrepreneurs. We don't help, to be really clear, we don't help entrepreneurs because we want entrepreneurship, etc. No, we help entrepreneurs because we want the companies to be the best we can make them be. And we want to propose them to the investors. This is quite a difference between what other crowdfunding platform can say. My main concern is the investors. And that's why we are here, and we decided to work with those companies, those organizations, Business Angels Network, and seed funding. That's our difference, I will say. Okay, it's too long in French, so I will not translate. So our difference is co-investment model. What we do is that we propose to investors companies that are already funded by investors, professional investors, like Business Angels Network and venture funds. That's how we work, and we just convince the good entrepreneur to give the crowd the possibility to invest in their project. The way to think crowdfunding is different, has to be different for entrepreneurs that only funding his company. It's something different. It's a democratic act, so for the entrepreneur. And what we want, we don't want entrepreneur only because it's the last solution. We want entrepreneur because they want to go with the crowd. So to do that, we work with business angels that already see companies for 10 years and that invest in and send the entrepreneur to us. That's our way to manage Sowefund. Exceptionally, we also accept entrepreneurs that come to us, and we help them to find professional investors. Why? I have 3 minutes. Why? Because myself, I've been for 5 years directing the Paris Business Angels, one of the biggest business angels network in Europe. And what we do is that we consider that sometimes we are able to choose companies that can perform, and we are able to coach them to fund the totality of the company with Business Angels Network and with venture funds. So we can accept sometimes companies that directly contact us and not go by, as I explained before, a Business Angels Network or venture funds. So that's the team. As I say, what we decided to do and how we create Sowefund, it's quite tough in English to do that, but anyway, what we decided to do is that our job was for 5 years to find good entrepreneurs, to help them pitch and to make them pitch in front of our community with West Business Angels Network. We do exactly the same thing. In crowdfunding. We consider that it's not because somebody can put 100 euros only in a company that he deserves less attention to the selection. That's our main thing, is that we select projects. It's tough. Last thing, that's the type of partners we have. That's the type of partners that do due diligence before us and then with us. And that's the type of partners that see companies since, as I said, 10 years for some of them. How we differentiate concretely for the entrepreneur, even though I say that it's not our main concern, we want them to be better. So how we do that? We present the company. We take charge of all the paperwork we have to do to put the company in online. Concretely, entrepreneurs, they send a business plan. We look at the business plan. We do 2 to 3 meetings with them. And we write online the pitch. Why? Because an entrepreneur, he doesn't know how to present his company. Like I prove it today. He never knows. So we do for entrepreneurs, we do it because we know how to present. Even when we can't do it for us, we know how to present to investors. We have some keywords to use to present in the best way a company. We coach them in the way to find money. crowdfunding, as Jeremy will say later, is one part of crowdfunding is love money. You have to catch your love money. So we help entrepreneurs to find this love money, to contact his closest friend, to contact all the people he knows, and to make him invest in it's the last slide, to make them invest in the company. It's key. So we help them to do that. What I didn't say is when we put the file online, we also do a little video. We take charge of that for the entrepreneurs. This is quite different, and the video is the movie is essential to a good crowdfunding campaign. So we decided to do it for free for the entrepreneur. And what we do best, I think, I have not a lot of, I don't know how to see and to compare, but what we do best is coach the entrepreneur through time, after the investment. Because we do that, my partners and me, for 10 years, 7 years. So we coach the entrepreneur after, and we help them. We are the comité stratégique, the board, and we help them to get higher, to get better. That's it.
Questions? Do we have any questions for George?
Do you face any issues related to too high valuation of, or too high expectations from the companies in terms of valuation?
For me, no. In Sowefund, no, we don't, because as I say, we work with professionals, so they already discuss the valuation with them. What I can see in crowdfunding, and what I have been seeing before, actually, to be exact, we had a lot of companies with very high valuation, very, very high valuation, which is not the case right now. The crowdfunding platform, since the regulation, they all change, and they don't accept project with high valuation without any justification. But yeah, it had been the case in the past.
Due to the low environment.
Yeah, due to the fact that in past, and it's not the case anymore, crowdfunding was it was different to the traditional finance. So we could discuss differently with crowdfunding platform than with a venture fund or with a Business Angels network. It's not the case anymore. It's essential to have a good valuation, because when you want to have a return on investment, you have to have a good valuation. That's what Guys?
Do you think that because you're closer to the classic ecosystem, you might have more exit opportunities? For example, new investors coming in.
That's what we focus to do. Is to create a community of venture fund, of not Business Angels network, but especially venture fund, that will be able to help us to do the exit. That's that kind of our strategy. We don't do it publicly, but that's kind of our strategy, because that's the key point. We have to do exit. And that was the key point when I was general manager of Paris Business Angels. We had to do exit. To make the people reinvest, we have to do exit. So we are trying to coach the entrepreneur soon to prepare the exit. I think like a lot of crowdfunding platform, we as well put in the, I don't know what we say in English, pacte d'actionnaire, legal, no?
Shareholder agreement.
Shareholder agreement, thank you. We put a clause which say in 5 years we will have to think about the exit seriously. If in 6 years we don't have a solution, we will put somebody that will work about the exit. But we know that in reality it doesn't work like that. What we have to do is to help the entrepreneur to find the way, not just say it's now, and it doesn't work like that.